Hello guys and welcome to a new video on the Builder's Basement channel. And after some time not producing any videos or doing something, I decided to do a bullet necklace, and therefore I want to design out of scrap metal the 762x39 bullet and do a necklace out of it. And I don't recycle a used bullet, I want to make my own bullet. So a metal piece where you just screw the bolt tip on and put a hole in the back through to use it as a necklace. So what you can see is the exact measurements from Wikipedia of the 762x39 bullet. And now I want to do is to make a nice sketch, not these two little pieces of piece. And all those measurements are in centimeters and these are degrees. So the drawing you can see is the final sketch, and let me explain how I want to do this. So for the first part I want to use a solid piece of metal. I need to cut it to the shape and file it and turn it to the shape of a bullet. And this piece goes up to here, from the back here to here. And the bullet part, I want to make it out of an old screw and then make the holes where you screw things in. And in the back there would be a screw with the ring things on it, and I don't know if you ever saw one of these. But through there you can put a necklace to use the bullet as a necklace, which is the whole project, the 762x39 necklace. So I have the two basic materials. This is the piece of metal I want to use, and this is the screw I want to turn down to the bullet. As you can see, we have a slight problem with the material because this is not as wide enough as I need. So I think I just improvise a little bit. First of all, we want to mark the parts out which should be turned down, and I think you can see that it's squared. We need it round. So we need to round it, and we also need the length of the bullet here. So as you can see, this is the piece, and for reference, this is the bullet itself, and this is the piece which forms this tube, the casing, and the bolt goes in the front. So the next thing would be measure it again, mark these parts which are on different angles, mark the parts which are in different widths, which have a different diameter, and then put it on the really nice screwdriver, electric screwdriver, and pair it with the electric motor so I can turn it down easily with not much effort. So I have a problem, and the end of this can't fit in the electric screwdriver. So I need to thin it down to the 8mm radius from each side to make it fit for the drill for the electric screwdriver, and then I can use the electric motor. So eventually I did it and it doesn't work. So after a really bad failure, this looks like this now. And yeah, the problem is that the drill doesn't fit here. So if I turn the drill and the electric motor, this thing just jumps away and it doesn't do anything. So I need to hand grind this, and hand grind this is a very long taking process, and I think I leave it like this in the end, and it's really hot. Ah, shit, burnt myself. So yeah. So I've turned it down to this, make it look really shiny, really neat. And I've actually did this throat of the bullet. I don't actually know how to call it in English. Let's call it bullet throat. Or neck. Or yes. And this thingy here. It maybe don't looks professional, but it's the best I can do with the tools here without spending years to make it look the way I want it. So yeah, the next part is cutting through here a little ring. That's the ejection part where the bullet gets catched and pulled out, so the bullet put with it, so the casing is flying out of the chamber. And yes, and the front hole, the 6mm hole in the front should be drilled. So let's do this. So as you can see, we have here these. Yeah, I broke the calculus. Yes, so we have this difference here in the end from the ejection rim. We need it to put on here. The way we are doing this, we are getting the calculus and cut it through like this. Getting a triangular file, and you can see it lightly, a little scratch in the metal that we did on purpose, so we can now put in the triangular file in, and then cut the groove out. Now we have something like this with a cut groove, and I think I'll do it better with the smaller files, so I can actually do it really, really nice and tight. And I've did the complete groove around. So yeah, this is a 5mm 5mm drill bit, and I need to first of all cut through with this 5mm, then look if this one would fit, and if not, I need to use the 6mm one and then twist it with a little tool the groove in, so it can easily goes in and out. So well, as you saw, it doesn't work out, so I think I just use the wires and the good old drill. So well, fuck. I did it too wide. The whole 6mm is too much. Oh no. Yeah, that means I need to progress with the 5mm one. So well, as you can see, I drilled it through, and I don't know how much you can actually see, but I drilled additional 3mm in. 5 actually, I think. Yes, and as you can see, it's not quite centered, so I still need to get rid of this part of the top because it's too much. And yeah, now we need to make some lines through so this thing, so the bolt can fit in the whole assembly. So well, as you can see, I have this tool here, and this is especially for making these grooves so bolts can slide in easily. And what we are doing now is to put it in and twist it slowly on the right side, so it actually makes a really nice and precise groove. And when you finish doing the groove, you just simply turn it out like a simple screw. And let's test it. And as you can see, we are now able to screw the bolt in, and it holds in place. Now it looks like this. So the next thing I want to do is to cut it so it fits in there. So well, as you can see, I finished the casing, and yes, as you can see, I did it a little bit off my drawing, but I think it looks this way much better than the other way, and it's still a square in the back, but who cares? And yeah, now we have this beautiful bolt, and I've already measured it. The bolt goes in until here. So well, as you can see, it's still not enough cut off. And yes, I need to cut this off to make it look beautiful and not that trashy. And so, as you can see, I finished the bolt and the bullet in it. Not the bullet, but the bolt in the casing. Yes, now I need to cut off the bolt to turn it down to an actual bullet. So well, as you can see a little bit better, I have now a complete bullet. And yes, so from this angle it doesn't look that bad, but if you look from the top, there's a massive play in the difference, as you can see. So I think I just try to hammer it down and then watch how it's going, and if it's going be bad, I just leave it like this. So well, yeah, as you can see, I really did a bad job on this. If the camera would focus, you could see it. yes, I did a very bad job on this, and I think I need to burn this with metal. So I don't actually know how the English word is. You use this thing here to melt metal on something. It's used actually for electricity, for electric and embedded systems. So well, as you can see, I mold the metal on that, so it's now fixed, and this part is actually quite hot. No, it's not anymore. So yes, it's now sturdier, and you can use it as a whole one. And I need to adjust it so it doesn't look that bad. So time to grind. So as you can see, I have here the bullet, the almost ready, almost finished bullet. So yes, the next thing I need to do is to drill a hole through here, through this point. Yeah, let's get drilling. So as you can see, I finished the bullet and there's actually a hole in it. And yes, I grounded it so it doesn't look that bad at all. And yeah, now we go back to the table and do the necklace. So as you can see, this is the finished bullet, and yes, as it should be a necklace, I need a rope or something like this, and I have this in my hands now. This is a leather yarn, I think. It's just a long string of leather which can be used for making something like this. Yeah, I'll put it just through and make some knots around it so it doesn't flows out and falls apart. And then I have the wonderful bullet necklace. So yeah, as you can see, I finished the little bullet necklace, and it spins around, and yeah, I did just a little knot here and on the upper part so I can adjust it as I wanted. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and now some near footage of the steel bullet.